This is Submodule 1-2, Solving Equations. The most important rule for solving equations is you can do anything you want to an equation as long as you do the same thing to both sides. Okay? So, if we know to solve an equation, we need to get the variable by itself. Okay, we have a 4 being multiplied by x and a 3 that's being added to x. I need to get rid of something that's added or subtracted first. So if I have plus 3, to get rid of it, I need to minus 3. Okay, then I have 4x. To get rid of the 4, 4 is being multiplied. The opposite of multiplication is division. So x is 3. Okay, example 2. We have 1/2 times x minus 4. So to get rid of the minus 4, I need to plus 4. Okay, so that's 1/2 times x, so I can divide by 1/2, or I can multiply by 2/1. If I do it on one side, I have to do it on the other. So that gives me 32. If you did 16 divided by 1/2, that would mean 16. And if you divide by a fraction, you have to multiply by the reciprocal. So that would also give you 32. So either way you want it to do it, it's fine. Okay, if you have an equation that has a lot of fractions, you can clear out those fractions fairly easily, and it makes it a much easier problem. You can clear the fractions by multiplying every term on both sides by the LCD. Okay? The least common denominator. So if I'm looking at this equation with the 3 and the 4, the least common denominator between those two numbers is 12. So if I multiply everything on both sides by 12, and you have to make sure you distribute it. Okay, and then we're going to have 4 goes into 4 once, and 4 goes into 12 3 times. Okay, 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 12 4 times. Okay, so we have no more denominators, so we have 4x plus 5 times 12 is 60 equals 9. Okay, so then we're going to subtract the 60. So that gives me 4x is equal to negative 51. And then to get rid of the 4, we're going to divide by 4. Okay, so negative 51 over 4. Okay, it does not have to come out a nice, pretty answer. Okay, it can be a fraction, and that's fine. Okay, for example 4, we're looking for the LCD. In this case, the LCD is, let's see, 5, 10, and 6. So that would be 30. So I'm going to multiply everything on both sides by 30. So I just went ahead and just did each term. Now, one thing that is important is that 1 has got to be multiplied by 30 as well. Okay, just like the 5 over here. It had to be multiplied by the 12. Sometimes if it's not a fraction, it's sometimes easy to forget to multiply that, but you have to. Okay, 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 36 times. 10 goes into 10 once, 10 goes into 33 times. 6 goes into 6 one time, it goes into 35 times. No more denominators. So we have 6x plus 3x minus 5x equals 30. So that's 9x minus 5 is 4x. Okay, and I'm going to divide by the 4. And x is 15 over 2, or if you wanted to say 7.5, that would be fine as well. Okay, an equation does not always have only one solution. An equation has no solution if no value of the variable makes the equation true. An equation that is true for every value of the variable is an identity, and its solution is all real numbers. Okay, so those are some special cases that you could get. Okay, let's try a couple more examples. Okay, in example 5, I have some like terms here. See, 2x minus x is going to be 1x. So I need to get the variable all on one side. 0 equals 2. When is that true? Well, that's not true. So if I end up with a false statement, there is no solution. Okay, example 6. I'm going to do the distributive property. Okay, I have to distribute the negative. (2x plus 6). Okay, I have the variable on both sides, so I need to collect the variables all on one side. 6 equals 6. Well, when is that true? Well, that's always true, so that would be all real numbers, and sometimes we abbreviate that as ARN, all real numbers. Okay, so if you get something that's false, it's no solution. If you get something that's always true, then it's an identity. Okay, solving literal equations, which are also called formulas. Okay, a literal equation is an equation that uses at least two variables. So we're not going to get a cute little number answer. Okay, it's going to be in terms of another you're going to solve for one variable in terms of another variable or variables. Okay, so they have to tell you what you're supposed to solve for. Okay, in this case, we're going to solve for h. Well, we'll know we're done when h is by itself. So we need to figure out how we're going to get h by itself. All right, well, I need to get rid of the 3. So I'm going to multiply by 3 on both sides. So that gives me pi r squared h. Okay, the pi and the r squared are being multiplied by h. So to get rid of them, I'm going to divide. So h is equal to that. Okay, example 8. Solve this equation for y. Okay, so we're going to get y by itself, so I have to add 5x. Okay, and then I need to divide by 2. And I can simplify. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So that's solved for y.